Welcome, photo students, to the digital photography class. I've been teaching this course in one form or another for about 20 years, and it keeps getting better. Okay, so, hey, listen up. So, we're in period 2, ROP photography, and we're talking about lighting patterns. And what show are we watching? Twilight Zone. And what pattern are we looking for?
Rim lighting.
Good, rim lighting. All right, let's get on with it.
The best feature ever.
We're going to have some fun in this class. The first thing I want to cover with you is the procedure for submitting your assignments. Since this is a digital photo class, all of our assignments are going to be formatted in a way that we can view them in our weekly critique sessions. This also makes it easy for me to grade the assignments. Even if you're not taking the class for credit, I want you to follow these submission requirements. We'll be using the most common computer application for making slideshows, and that's Microsoft PowerPoint. It's a very common application to both Mac and Windows machines, and it's very likely to be on your computer. It's loaded onto all the machines here at school, so if you don't have a computer, you can use the ones in the computer lab or the library to format your assignments and upload them to me. My email address is on the screen now. I've also sent you a link to this video, so you'll have my address in that correspondence. Please refer to this video if you're confused about how to format your assignments. You can view this video on your cell phone and have it on the desk right next to the keyboard when you're working on a computer. That's the best way to answer your questions and get through the process. Okay, let's begin. The most important attributes of your assignment are as follows. 1. The assignment is labeled correctly so I can identify it and know who submitted it. Now, this has a couple of different sections. The week will appear first, then the assignment name, followed by your last name. This is a typical naming example. Week 1, Head and Shoulders, and submitted by Luhn. Okay, so that's what's going to appear in the file name field. Many assignments have multiple images, and I'll indicate when I want them all on the same screen or individually. Now here's the basic procedure for formatting your submissions. You create a folder on your computer or thumb drive and you call it Digital Photography. That's where all of the pertinent information for this class is going to reside, including all of your notes, your assignments, and everything else. Then we're going to open PowerPoint and select New Presentation. Delete the boxes that you see on the screen for title and subtitle because they just get in the way. We just select them and press delete. In the upper left, there is a slide size selection, and I want you to choose 16 by 10. This will be the master format for this class because it's the best for projecting images. If you're on a Windows machine, some commands and menu locations will differ slightly, and we can cover that in class. Now we will name this file Base Layer and save it to our digital photography folder. We now have a base layer to work with on every assignment. When we have some photos to submit, we will open the base layer file and select Save As under the File menu. This ensures that we will not be changing the original base layer file, because if you forget to do a Save As command and overwrite your original base layer file, you'll have to create a new one. It's not the end of the world, but you don't want to have to do that every time you post your images. So again, we just open up the base layer file, and the first thing we do is select Save As and then we name the file. So once we've selected Save As, we're going to create a name for this file. In this case, I'm naming it Week 1 3 Shots Luhn J. Then I save it, and I've created a new file which I'll be sending in for display at the next class meeting. I'm going to have 3 images on this submission, so I duplicate the base screen to make 3 of them. I just click on the base screen and I press, for a Macintosh, it's a Command D, or under the File menu, you just pull it down and it'll say duplicate. And you just duplicate it so you have 3 or 4 of them. You can always undo the ones that you don't use. My next step is that I drag the first picture from my desktop into the PowerPoint screen. Now I'm going to size the image so it has just a little border around it. What if the picture I've taken is a vertical? It's not a horizontal. Well, that's no problem, because we can drag it into the frame and rotate it and then size it to fit. You see, every assignment that we send in is going to be a horizontal 16 by 10 aspect ratio. So when you have a vertical image, you're going to have a lot of extra space on the right and the left. Don't worry about that. That's just the way it works. Now, if you need to rotate the image, you grab the handle on the edge and you just rotate it, then move it so you can grab a corner, and that way you can size the image to fit in the frame. This is quick and easy. Now, what if the assignment requires us to place more than one image on a screen? That's also a very easy process. You just drop in the images you want onto the frame and you size them. You'll see little guidelines at the top and bottom of the first picture, and that will give you an indication on how to size additional pictures. That way they become pretty uniform, and that works for as many as you want to have on a page. Typically we don't have any more than 4. You may be required to label them, and when we do that, we're using the text tool, because when we have multiple images on a page, it can be confusing. When we're done formatting our assignment and we've labeled the pictures according to the requirements of the assignment, then we save it, and you're going to upload it to me by email. Make sure you select Attach as a copy when you send it to me. Do not select Upload and Share as a OneDrive link. That is some kind of Windows thing. I'm a Mac user, and I just can't access that. So again, when we attach our assignment file to the email, we do attach as a copy. Now, assignments should arrive no later than 3 p.m. the day before the due date, because that gives me time to format the pictures if they need that and just upload them onto my class computer. I know on rare occasions when you run late, it may be necessary to bring them to class on a thumb drive because you stayed up late the night before. And I will accept them, but I prefer getting them the day before because late submissions cut into the class time. Now, almost all the regular assignments will be due for viewing the very next class meeting, so you'll have 6 days to complete them. Assignments rarely take longer than 1 hour to complete, so getting your work in on time should be very easy. This is not a tough class, but you have to stay current with it so the assignments don't build up, because I will ding you for late assignments. If they're a week late, I lower them by 1 grade. So that really will cut into your grade point average. So please get them in on time, and that way we can all view your assignments at the beginning of the class during the critique period. Okay, so that's the method for submitting assignments. You'll see how this will make the class enjoyable and effective. Now, thanks for watching. So let's get to work.
Ooh. Let the games begin!